Greetings YouTube, Extra MacGyver here once more. As you can probably tell, this is the morning, seeing as how I'm dressed for work. Well, I had meant to do this video last night, but sadly I fell asleep on the sofa, so by the time they roused to, it was too late. So, here we go. Now, this video is a response to Kal-Al's Prime's question on Pork Transformers IDW. Are you excited about the new ongoing? In short answer, yes. Long answer? Well, let's look back. Let's go back in time. Now, last time we had an ongoing, it was by Dreamwave. It only lasted 10 issues. It was starting to find it interesting. And then Dreamwave folded like wet paper. I'll save the Dreamwave stuff for another rant. I do intend to talk about my feelings on Dreamwave at some point, just not now. Now, when IDW got the license, I'll admit, I'd never heard of them, but then I'm not the biggest comic book industry person. I mean, at the moment, I'm only buying Transformers, Buffy, and Angel comics, so yeah, I don't buy the mainstream. So, anyway, IDW. Right, I have to admit, when they started off, I understood people's complaints as far as the pacing went. I could even somewhat understand their art complaints because E.J. Su was different. I like his art style. Now, obviously, Fullman completed his iAsian series run, and I enjoyed it within an All Hail Megatron. Now, I know All Hail Megatron has gotten some controversy due to some of the decisions that were made. Can't do that, but I still enjoyed the series. But I will admit, the first half could have done with being cut down a little and had more story put in rather than just random Decepticons blowing up New York. But sometimes some people, well, or the comic industry thinks people just want to see mass violence of chaos and carnage with little else to it. So I'll leave it at that. But I did enjoy the ending, and yeah, I will admit, the ending of All Hail Megatron, if you'd have asked me before it started how it's going to end, I would have never guessed that. Now, I will admit, regarding the ongoing, my biggest complaint is going to be it's 3 years after All Hail Megatron. Although I can understand why IDW have done this, it's so that they don't have to spend the first few issues cleaning up the aftermath of All Hail Megatron. The Autobots are scattered remnants. The Decepticons are on the brink of a leadership civil war with Megatron in the Transformer equivalent of a coma. I'm hoping he's still in. I'm wondering if he's still going to be in his coma after 3 years, though. It'd be interesting if they still keep him that way, because I would like it. And instead give other Decepticons a chance to shine. Especially as the only thing we were thinking of might cost Transformers wise was that Starscream story for All Hail Megatron 13. And it was hinting at a possible leadership battle between Starscream and Razorclaw. That I would like to see played out. Now, obviously, going into ongoing, so far, All Hail Megatron has left us with several things. Galvatron is back. He has Cyclonus, he has Scourge, he has the Sweeps. Where's this going to go? He wants to bring chaos to the universe. He's merged with the Darkness now. We shall see how that goes. Starscream has the Matrix. As I say, just the last we saw Megatron, he was in a coma. Razorclaw, yeah, I hope we see him. Also, this leadership story, I hope we see more of Banzaitron, given he's the head of the Decepticon Intelligence. We have, what on earth is Metroplex guarding? If you don't know about that, read Spotlight Metroplex. Because, we were told that would build into the ongoing, and it would be picked up later on, and I hope it is. Because, also, I would like to see something done with Gorlon Prime. Now, one thing I am pleased about is that Nick Roche mentioned at Auto Assembly his Wreckers Mini will feature one of the 3 original human characters. Given what happened to Hunter at the end of All Hail Megatron, it's got to be either Verity or Jimmy. I would like it to be Verity simply because she had the greater character focus, though I wouldn't mind Jimmy either because he had the potential to be interesting, but I'm glad that they're not being abandoned. And I hope the same is true of Spike and his father. I quite enjoyed IDW's rendition of Sparkplug as the No Nonsense General, and Spike's the 2 Black Ops guy who managed to land a hit on Megatron with a reverse engineered shockwave gun. Nice. Oh, yes. Now, what else am I... Well, from the covers that we've had released, okay. I will admit, Don Figueroa, his new art style isn't it used to. But, give the guy a break, guys. He's done... I understand where he's coming from. He's done the same style for 5 years. And he wants a change. Yeah, if you did the same thing for 5 years, day in, day out, with no change, you'd be sick and tired of it as well. I understand where he's coming from. I still think the faces are the biggest, and everyone has said this is the biggest concern. Well, given what we saw in the Optimus Prime Ironhide story or Megatron 13, but I'm willing to give Don a chance because it's Don, and he has been a good artist in the past, and I'm sure he'll be again. So, besides, it's a story I'm interested in more than anything else. Now, Mike Costa, again, we've only read that Starscream story. I have not read the G.I. Joe story, but I keep hearing how good it is. So, Mike Costa, do us proud. Now, from the covers we've seen, we can see that the core cast for the first issue is going to be Optimus Prime, Ironhide, Prowl, Jazz, Bumblebee, Cliffjumper, Hot Rod, who's back to his Earth design from Devastation and Escalation. Apparently, although I can't quite make him up, apparently Hardhead. I hope that it is, and it ties into the whole Gorgon Prime Galvatron stuff that they've built up, because that'd be nice to see him back in the thick of things. And Sideswipe. I think that's it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but then of course the issue 2 cover came out, and some other nice things. Mirage is on there. Mirage and Ironhide together. I hope they build up upon the relationship they had in All Hail Megatron, because that's got to have consequences to it. That can't be just swept under the rug. Build up on an IDW. I'm sure you can do it well. We've also got Red Alert, who we've not seen at all in the IDW verse, so paranoid security guy. Could work. But the biggest thing is Rodimus was on the cover for issue 2. Now, the question is he a separate character to Hot Rod? Given how Galvatron is a separate character to Megatron and Goldbugger is a separate character to Bumblebee, high odds are he's a separate character. If so, I like how they've kept him with a somewhat similar design to Hot Rod, but he's still recognisably different. And also notice there's no Prime, so no worries people, Prime is still the Prime. You know, Rodimus looks like they're going like they did with Energon, where he is just another command bot. Which is fine. I'll be interested to see what they do with him. So, and of course the other thing we're going to look forward to is of course the first page of interior art where they showed us Breakdown, so we know we're getting the Stunticons. The question is, given it's 3 years later, does this mean the Stunticons are going to be a combiner? If so, awesome. Because I hope with the 3 years later it means we've seen more combiners and the technology has been refined. Because the Decepticons are able to make a combiner within a year if they didn't hold the technology. I hope we see more. Anyway, I've been yabbering on a bit, so let's wind this up. The ongoing mission, as I'm calling it, I'm looking forward to it. And I hope they don't disappoint, and I'm hoping it won't. And I hope IDW have learned from fan criticism, because if it's one thing we are vocal on the internet about, it is what we don't like, but also what we do like. So, best of luck IDW, Mike Costa, Don Figueroa. I am looking forward to reading the ongoing. I'm also looking forward to the Records Mini by Nick Roche. And, well, I'm interested to see what they do with this Bumblebee Mini they've got plans. But anyway, the only thing I can do is wait and see how it goes. So,